and of humanity. But today I want to share with you how Chinese have determined to make changes, seek for their conscious awakening, and pursue the freedom and basic rights they long deserved, while communists are still in power, the so-called 退党 movement, or decommunization effort. Since the book of Night Commentary, published about 10 years ago, the power of truth in the book awakens tens of thousands of brainwashed Chinese each and every day from all over China to denounce their tie with communists. Up to today, there have been 170 million courageous Chinese from within the Communist Party and affiliated of organization publicly denounced from Communist Party with his or her statement of withdrawal posted on public website, so-called 退党. For example, the past Sunday, July 6th, there were 109,000 Chinese 退党. Last week, 653,000 退党. Last month, 2.8 million 退党. 退党 movement is at a rate of one withdrawal every second. For example, in this 2-hour human rights conference we held here, there will be more than 9,000 courageous Chinese choose to cut tie with communism. In addition to the corruptions, unemployment, deteriorating ecosystems and environments, communist regime in China today faced with large number and large-scale demonstrations. According to Chinese authorities, in each and every day, somewhere in China, there are more than 2,000 reports of security problems, more than 500 demonstrations, and more than 15 bloody crackdowns by communists, and with one large-scale protest involved more than 5,000 citizens every day in China. Chinese Communist Party is sitting on top of a live volcano. It was reported in the last 4 years in a row that the budget spending used on public security for cracking down its own people have exceeded the military budget spending in China. This means that China is definitely not a harmonious society, and the Chinese people are treated by Communist Party as #1 enemy. The CCP is coming to collapse soon, but don't forget, before its disintegration, people inside the regime can always choose to learn about the truth, to wake up from brainwashed illusions, to go against the persecution upon them, to fight for their basic rights and freedoms. Thank you. Please keep up with your good work. I wish your conference every success. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, before I introduce him, we had mentioned him in our last conference in 2009 about the student movement. I'm very honored to have met one of them that was in captive. Without further ado, I'll read upon the student movement, and we would like you to come up here and have your speech.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my honor to be here today. My name is Lenya Chantala. I am one of the learning curators civil movement for democracy on October 1999. I'm assigned to read the proclamation today, so here we are. Proclamations. The Laotian Human Rights Council. When the government rules the country with the reckless abuse the fundamental human rights of the citizens, violates the highest law of the land. Its constitution fails to the government and lead to the country. This causes its people to suffer and do not benefit from the civil liberties and freedoms. As stipulations in the clause guaranteed by the Charter of the United Nations in 1948. The Paris Peace Agreement of January 27, 1973 in Indochina War, which led to the signing of Vientiane Peace Agreement on February 21st, 1973. Between the sitting Lao government and the communist Pathet Lao force. The Pathet Lao, backed by North Vietnam, violated both agreements and seized the power by force in 1975. The constitution monarchy of Lao dates back many centuries become centralized state backed by a communist ideology embodied by a single party, the Lao People Democratic Republic, or Lao PDR, and the holy rulers. Their majesties, the king, the queen, the crown prince, and other members of the royal families, along 10,000 of high-ranking militaries, law enforcement officials, and civil servants were sent to the labor council, where too many provinces unable to bear the power in human conditions. Half a million and had fled to the country due to their fear to their safety and life. Nearly 4 decades have gone, but the Lao people are immensely disappointed of the country that lack of the progress on social economic front. 75% of the population live with $1.25 a day. World Bank report in 2014. No progress of political reforms in Laos today. As the U.S. Department of State continues to document in its annual human rights report, Lao PDR has taken little or no action to address international concerns about political prisoners, poor human rights record, lack of transparency, and good governance. The one-party communist government of Laos is committing serious human rights abuse, which go largely unreported due to tight political control in media and activists. There is no tolerance for forming civil society organizations, no freedom of expression, no freedom of religions, and no freedom of assembly. Furthermore, the violation of government authorities' land grab, disforce farmers, and dislocates aided minorities of their livelihood land, moving further away from their family to assign locations for better employment that lead them to further poverty. Religious leaders especially Christians, have also faced the work of the government. After communists came to power in 1975, foreign missionaries were expelled and Christian nations have been subjected to strict control and clear limitations to the practice of worship. They are constantly harassed, threatened, evicted from their homes, and forced to sign on a paper to denounce their faith. Civil society leaders, Thomas Sompon, witnesses after being stopped in his vehicle at the police checkpoints in the nation's capital, Washington, in December 2012. Now authorities still insist they have no knowledge about his whereabouts and refuse to accept international technical assistance for further investigation. Persecutions on monks, atheists, minorities continues to the north. No transparency handing for those 4,500 refugees who were forcibly repatriated to Laos from Thailand in 2009. October 26, 1999, the college students' movement protested peacefully in Vientiane to demand social justice and democratic reform were arrested. They are still detained well over a decade with no access to international organizations, no candidates, visits any family members. Alarming corruptions within the governments from central to local levels constitute major obstacles for the country development. Publications by the International Transparency in 2013. The index from 0, the most corrupted country, to 100 being the least. Laos PR is ranked on 26.